Hello and welcome. Tonight's GT4 race is at Imola Circuit. Enzo Andino Ferrari Autodromo Internazionale, world famous circuit in Italy. RIP Ayrton Senna. We're going to pour some Crown Royal out for you, as well as many other drivers on that Formula One weekend. 19 corners in this layout. You're going to love it. There's some great GT4 drivers out here tonight. Michael O'Dell has put it on the pole. Congrats to you, sir. Welcome to the Pro Division, Michael O'Dell. The tower does show you as an AM, but we know you're a pro this season. So congratulations to you. Josh Bloom is going to start in the outside front row. Jason Phillips and Justin Glickner going to start on the second row. So congrats to you guys. As a matter of fact, Josh Bloom was last week's winner 2 weeks ago at Road Atlanta, the first hour and 40-minute endurance race. If you didn't see it, check back on the Twitch stream and watch it at a different time. You're going to love it. Lots of action in the Road Atlanta race. Tonight we're going to go green for 60 minutes as the cars are coming to the grid. We got one pit lane starter, Nicholas Calguru, for an infraction on lap 1 last week. Good to see Travis Rowe back with us after a good showing at Road Atlanta as well. David Wortman, Brian Coxon, Brandon Thayer, Nick Kula, Francis Faustino, Steve Hansel, Jesse Coffey, Ian Bakaitis. Dustin Reinstedel joins us. Welcome back from the Bristol Oval Race. We're going left and right today, Dustin, don't forget. So it looks like they are starting before the last chicane, the last 2 turns. So they're coming down the hill after the final chicane, Variante Alta, the high chicane. We will get some in-car cockpits tonight. It's an amazing circuit. I'm glad you're joining us. This is Midwest Motorsports. Go to midwest-motorsports.com. If you want more information about our league, our series, it's just me tonight. I believe Aaron Holroyd will be joining us a little later on. But here we go. Josh Bloom in the white Mercedes on the front row with Michael O'Dell in the black Porsche starting in the pole. Congratulations to all of our qualifiers. We're going to go green for 60 minutes. Coming to the pit straight now. 1 pit stop is expected. David Wortman looking good there on row 3. All right, Michael O'Dell and Josh Bloom. The race is underway. Once Michael O'Dell chooses to go green, and there he goes. He takes off. Jason Phillips in the Mercedes yellow and black big-ass fans Mercedes coming right into your living room. A whole field of GT4 cars, Midwest Motorsports style. Looks like Jason Phillips is going to get by Josh Bloom there on turn 1 as we go wide. Remember, all 4X and above will be reviewed on the first lap. So hopefully we can keep it clean as they go through the Variante Timbrello, which is where Senna passed. Now we're working through turn 7 and start going uphill. Huge climb up the hill into 2 fast left-handers before headed back down. We can ride with Michael O'Dell in the lead. First left-hander, Paratella. And now we're headed down towards Aqua Minerale, my favorite section. It's really fast. All the curb on the left, on the right. Now we're coming up to Variante Alta. Hard braking for right-left chicane. So far, the top four right, one right behind the other. Justin Glickner looking great today, having his best run so far this season. And P4 right now. Michael Odell in the Aston Martin. I think I said Porsche earlier. Sorry about that. All the Odell fans out there, you know who you are. But Michael Odell is going to bring him around to complete lap one, and that is the first lap underway. There's action all through the field. I wanted to keep an eye up front to see how things happen. See if we can ride with Brandon Thayer back here as he fights it out. Nick Kula in front, Steve Hansel behind. Brandon Thayer, pretty good driver on the Oval Series especially. As Steve Hansel gets around him, Thayer missed it a little bit on that exit there. And that lets Ian Bakaitis also come up behind him. So Steve Hansel move him up a spot. Here comes Ian Bakaitis on Brandon Thayer as they do the tight hairpin left. And Francis Faustino right behind him with pressure from Jesse Coffey behind. So we can ride with Francis Faustino now. Once again going through Aqua Minerale, down the hill, braking not in a straight line. Oh, we got a car off. Who was that? Michael Odell, your leader. Okay, we're going to have to rewind and find out what happened to Michael Odell. As Francis Faustino took us through Aqua Minerale there, if I can get cameras to work. We'll ride again. I'll find Michael Odell here. Sorry, when we replay it, we will not miss anything. I got to find Michael Odell. He's all the way in the bottom. Bear with me while I find Michael Odell. Did he bail on us? Oh no. Unbelievable. Here we go. We can follow Jason Phillips with Michael Odell in front. So it's Michael Odell in the Aston Martin. I know I'm a little behind. There he goes wide in the first chicane, Tamburello. Now he sets him up for the hairpin. Sorry, that was not Tamburello. That was the Villeneuve. All right, here it is. So they're coming up on turn 9 and 10. Keep an eye on the car in front, Michael Odell. Coming down the hill, he gets Aqua Minerale wrong. There's Michael Odell. Getting it wrong in the braking. Like I say, my favorite section of the track. And Michael Odell shows us what happens when you get it wrong. So move Jason Phillips to the front. We'll go back live now. Thanks for bearing with me while I learn the camera system. All right, let's give you a quick reset. Travis Rowe has moved up to P3. So something happened to Justin Glickner too. I'm not going to take you back through that. That was painful. Appreciate you guys bearing with me. But up front, oh, it's a tough break for Glickner. Wish I could find out exactly what happened to him. But he now has dropped back. Give a shout out to Walker McNulty. First time in the Midwest Motorsports Series. Here in the purple and pink fade. Looking awesome. Currently 13th. Chasing up ahead Justin Glickner. With Michael Odell right behind him, so I'm glad Michael Odell has not left the real world. But you can see from the track map all the M&Ms racing around as they go through Variante Alta with looks like Francis Faustino and Jesse Coffey going at it up ahead. Down to the last two corners of the track. Francis Faustino under pressure from Justin Glickner. And looking up ahead at Jesse Coffey, here's Justin Glickner trying to make a move on Francis Faustino down the pit straight. Here we come. Oh, Francis blinking on us just a little bit. But Justin Glickner on the inside now. Can he hold him off? Francis Faustino on the outside, Justin Glickner in the Porsche. Francis leaves plenty of room, but he fights back on the exit and gets a little bit squirrely as they go over the bumps. That's going to make him vulnerable now to Walker McNulty behind in the purple and pink car. And Michael Odell as well. Does Francis see Michael? I hope so. We don't want Michael Odell to go through another sand trap scenario. As they're racing behind as well. Francis Faustino being cautious, leaving plenty of room, knowing that there's 51 minutes to go. And then some. So the race is far from over. Francis Faustino gets a little lockup right behind Michael Odell. That makes him vulnerable again to Albert Williams, Ty Williams. Ty Williams in the Snap-on Mercedes right behind was our guest on the Midwest Motorsports Cool Down Lap podcast. If you didn't hear that, you can also listen to Ant Castor and myself have a good 20-minute chat with Ty Williams, who's a great Oval Series driver, racing in all three Oval Series, and now dipping his toe, actually jumping in the deep end, should we say, of the GT4 season. And he says he's having a great time with us. You're not going to want to miss it. He gives us some insight on how he found iRacing and why Midwest Motorsports is a place he feels comfortable. But now John Daniels looks like he's attacking from behind as well. Up front, no change. Jason Phillips in front. Josh Bloom right on his bumper, though. We can go back up and check these guys out. That's how they run. Often, these guys are no strangers to each other. As Chris Hopper over the already pulling over to let people go. What happened to the Christopher Hopper I used to know? He's a new man. I don't know if he forgot where the gas pedal is, but doing a good job of staying out of everybody's way. You have to respect somebody who knows where he's out of place and uncomfortable and definitely not wanting to affect somebody else's race, anybody else's race. So once again, he just pulls over, gets the blue flag, and allows him through. But I want Chris Hopper to get back in there. There you go. Enjoy it, Brian. Hope you're having a good time. We're glad you're here. Side by side again, Brandon Thayer. Getting passed by Nicholas Calguru, who had the pit lane start. Hey, it looks like Aaron Holroyd just joined us. Hey, Aaron, how you doing? This is James. You got us? Nope, he's still on mute. It's okay. Take your time getting set up. I'm glad you're here. We're having a good time watching Jason Phillips and Josh Bloom up front. Travis Rowe now in P3, a couple seconds behind, 5 seconds behind. There's battles up and down the track. There's been action. Michael Odell put it on the pole and threw it away at Aquaman Rally on the third lap.
You got me?
Hey, how you doing, Aaron? Good to hear you tonight, man. Thanks for joining us.
No problem, sir. How you doing?
I'm great, man. Much better now that you're here. Not sure how familiar you are with the Imola circuit, Autodromo Internazionale Enzo and Dino Ferrari.
I'm familiar with it as much as I don't like driving it, but it's a good track. It's just elevation changes and a couple of sections and gets you off track in the wrong spot, if you know what I'm saying.
I do. Michael Odell found out the hard way. I'm hearing also that Christopher Hopper found out the hard way, and maybe that's why he was pulling over to let everybody go. Maybe feeling a little guilty as he lost it in turn 7 in the hairpin. I'm not going to torture everybody by doing the slow rewind back to find out why, but I hear 4 cars got meatballed. So we're glad to have you back, Aaron. Welcome to the fun. I'm working the cameras tonight, man, so it's just me and you. Any fights that you see on the screen that you want to pay attention to, or anybody specific that you want to point out while we're talking?
I think you got a good handle on it now. I'm waiting for the race to settle in and kind of figure out where my bearings are with all these people. I know we got a couple of new people in here, or at least since I've been in here. I don't recognize Walker McNulty. So welcome to the series, Walker. And we got let's see, Stark in here, which I've known him before. Something Mitchell. I'm not sure what his first name is, but we got Mitchell here now. A. Mitchell and
Aaron Mitchell. Yep, he's in a BMW, right?
Get him out. There's only one Aaron around here.
All right, that's why you had to abbreviate his name.
That's right. There's only one Aaron here. He can be A. Mitchell from now on. He's in a Porsche. So yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to the league, everybody. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm glad streaming all working up so far. And Imola is a fun track. You know, it's Italy's second track next to Monza, and can be pretty treacherous in a couple of sections. As you said before, you said that Michael Odell found out the hard way, and so did Chris Hopper. But nice to see that these guys were up here. They got a Wortman sitting in between a bunch of pros right now, so that's looking good for him. Coxon back here in 5th, keeping an eye on Stark in front of him, looking to get an extra spot. Good looking race tonight.
Yeah, as they go around the hairpin, going up the hill, working up the elevation before coming back down. I know you spend a lot of time on trading paints and doing your own paint work. So I think you will like Walker McNulty's paint, as he got a purple and pink hot blend. I think looks really cool. And it is his first time. He's a personal friend of mine. I encouraged him to join Midwest Motorsports. I'm going to give you some fun facts about Walker McNulty. He has not filled out my fun facts form. It looks like he's chasing Michael Odell, although I know he's 4 seconds behind Michael Odell. So he's kind of in his own space right now. But Walker McNulty is a world champion slot car racer. He's got a world title in one of the divisions on the road course, and it takes a lot of time and effort. He went over to Europe for about a 3-week stint and trained with those guys and came home with a world championship. So a couple of national championships. Walker McNulty, a good friend of mine in a slot car, one of the famous slot car racers.
Well, welcome. I mean, I know if I were to try to get that to go, I'd probably be holding the trigger the whole time, which it wouldn't be the right way to go, because I know these things have a certain entry and exit points. As you see them flashing, you might be hearing us on the stream. You give us a whole flash for talking about them.
Right on, man. Right on. Good to see you, Walker. Welcome to the club, man.
Well, if Walker wants a paint done, you make sure to let him tell him to hit me up. I mean, he's got a nice little pink and purple one. That might be one that's in the games for that car. But if you want something made, you know where to point him.
That's right. That's right. Hopefully he'll find somebody to race with. Looks like he's in his own time and space right now. So Justin Glickner qualified 4th, but he's dropped back a lot. And now he's fighting with Michael Odell. Let's see if I can find these guys right behind. So, yeah, good showing by Justin Glickner, but running into some trouble in the race. Hopefully he can find out, maybe get back to the front in his qualifying spot. I did see Max Bauer go into the pits at 13 minutes. maybe he knows something I don't as far as the fuel strategy, if he can go the rest of the way. Ooh, that's the entry to Aqua Minerale going down the hill. Michael Odell definitely add more pace than Justin Glickner. They go up the hill down towards Variante Alta, the high chicane, a right left, hard braking, passing zone. Michael Odell gets the exit just right. Glickner carrying a little more speed, but it's downhill. But man, look at the racing through this GT4 field, up and down the field. Amazing.
Yeah, that downhill right-hander going up to the uphill section, that is that's my Achilles heel right there. I always blow past the turn point where I need to be in there, and I can never quite get it right. And if I do get it right, I'm gonna use too much thought on the exit and spin myself around. So not
Yeah,
the easiest turn to do, especially these slower cars, but these guys make it work pretty well.
yeah, that's where, not to harp on it, that's where Michael Odell got crossed up on the entry, ended up beaching it in the sand. But carries on. Brian Coxon coming up on, I think it's David Stark. I could be wrong. See if we can ride in the cockpit with him for part of a lap at least.
Sure.
As we got battles in front and behind. Looks like he's got a good run here to the two left-handers. Oh, buddy. Brian Coxon, usually up in the front. He spent a lot of time in the front at Road Atlanta, then came in for the pit stop and lost about 7 or 8 seconds. And was hoping for a better finish. Got his tire strategy wrong, but learned from it and moved on. Into the chicanes again with pressure in front and behind. Incredible racing. GT4 style at Midwest Motorsports, Imola Raceway. Starting to spread out a little bit more now. This is some of the best racing on the track. Brian Coxon, Nick Kula, Ian Bakaitis, Jesse Coffey, Michael Odell.
Yeah, well, if I was these guys, this is kind of where I'd want to be. You have a nice little train of cars, and as long as I'm not that first guy, that's the first one to make the mistake. I like being the follower, and preferably at the tail end of the field. It's just nice to see everybody's lines and figure out how to carry speed, especially if it's the same kind of car you have. You can watch their turn in and their exit power.
Yeah, and try to pick your spot, right? And find out where you're going to make a move, or at this point in the race, 20 minutes down, 40 minutes to go. Are you being patient, or are you planning a strategy on how you're going to try to, where you're going to make a move?
No, I'm doing the patient game. I'm going to sit right here and just make sure I stay in front of the guy behind me and try not to get over the bumper too hard, the guy in front of me, and just kind of hang with these guys and work as a team. You know, if you guys keep trying to bomb each other in certain areas, you're just going to slow everybody else down. And you know, if you do make a mistake, let one car go. Like you see right here, Brian Coxon pulled up next to Stark because Stark had a little bit of mistake, but you guys are fighting now, so it's just going to slow them up and let Wortman pull away from them. It's better if you make the mistake, you know, own up to it. Let the guy who's going next to you go, and then just tuck in behind him, and it's going to save you a lot more time and effort than rather, you know, let him be the chaser now and try to keep up with him. As you
Little
see,
contact.
a couple stacked up there. You have the accordion effect to come into play there. See a couple guys get stacked up from Kula kind of missing his braking point in the back of Brian Coxon, who you see pulling up to the side now of David Warman, side by side, where Coxon having the better end of the line. He's got the inside this next turn, so looking to make the move on Stark now, completes it, and going to set some sails for David Warman and try to use him as a pick to get up to Travis Rowe, who is 9 seconds in front of them, so he's got a lot of work to do. Almost halfway through this race, and see if anybody's going to do it, Brian's going to put his head down and get to it. So Just make sure when you hit that pit stall, don't go past your pit. Make a good pit. Now you have there you go. Yeah, Odell working on Bacchitis. It's just like this is like the little train that could, man. You got a whole bunch of cars in a little second of each other. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars within 4 seconds of each other. These guys are all kind of working up, getting the train going, and helping with the guys in the back. They're saving more fuel and they're not having to use their tires as much either.
Just awesome racing, and it really also goes to show how close these guys are. Remember, Michael Odell put it on the pole, and now he's turning just about the same lap times as this whole train, which is what I can't really tell what the.
Got a 152. Kula now his Kula had a 153 last time, so out of this group, Brian Cox had a 152.8 compared to Justin Glickner behind these guys. He's at a 151, so he's got better pace than these guys. Odell's got 152.2. So these guys, this little 6-pack right now, they're all kind of running the same-ish time. Glickner's catching up to the back of Kofi right now, so he's about a second behind him. And he's got the better of the paces out of all these guys, about 2 seconds faster than some of these guys. So we'll see where he makes his spot and picks his turning point. And see what happens. We got a couple guys going off right here.
Looks like Mackay. Oh, were they going off?
Yeah.
Looks like Mackay has pulled over to let Odell go by, and it lets Coffee come up behind him too. But it looks like Mackay spins it, putting down the power, and around he goes. That's it for Mackay's run up front. That's not the way he wanted to do it. Tough break. We've all done that. Putting down the power, trying to keep up with the racer ahead of you, and good sportsmanship turns into a little overconfidence or overexuberance, trying to stay with them, and then you just get out of rhythm. You're in a rhythm for 4 or 5 laps, and then your timing's off just a little bit, and that's all it takes. Even with traction control, it shows how easily it is to put the power down, especially in the AMG. It's got so much horsepower. Even with a little bit over gearing, from what I'm told, in relation to some of the other cars, a little taller gearing.
And even so much, you got Odell making a pass right here, and now it's Kula. That AMG's it's a heavy car, but most of the weight's in the front of it, so the longer gears kind of help it, but sometimes you just stab it too much and causes a little issue. I'm not exactly sure if somebody got in the back of me. Wasn't looking at the exact second, but he kind of had his ways, falls back a little bit. He now sits P5 in the amateur division, so only losing a spot to, I believe, just Glickner. But that's going to hurt him for the points overall, as we have that new point system up this season. So losing 4 or 5 spots now, going to put him back far in advance. So we'll see how that turns out for the series overall.
35 minutes to go, so a lot can happen still. All to race 4. As Glickner's catching up to Coffee. Let's see if we can find out what's happening here. Justin Glickner is known to be super patient and super respectable. It's been a lot of fun watching him come through the GT4 ranks. And you're right, they've caught up. Yeah, they've caught up to Nels Kula too.
Yeah, his last lap was a second faster than Jesse Coffey, and a second and a half faster than Nels Kula. So Glickner's not going to be wanting to waste too much time here, as he's getting greater pace than these guys. And like I said before, all the points now, the more he finishes up higher, the better off he gets points for the overall standings.
There they go, down the hill, up to Aqua Minerale. Let's see if he can get him in the chicane. So let's ride with him. Here he goes, headed towards the chicane on the exit of Variante Alta. I'm sorry, oh, he misses it. Misses the second one, and Coffee gets back around. But heads up racing for Justin Glickner, not to blow it, not to ruin both of their races. And you're right, with Glickner's pace, He should be back up to Jesse Coffee here soon, but darn, just good timing. Wanted to keep the momentum going, and Justin Glickner cannot complete the pass, but good on him for
Oh, look
knowing
at that.
where to go.
Michael Dale's past Brian Coxon now.
He's headed to the front.
That was pretty quick work on his part. I mean, Coxon just got in that position about 2 laps ago, and Odell was about mid-pack, so he's passed both Stark and Coxon now, making room. His last lap time, Michael Dale was 151.2 compared to Coxon's 152.9, so almost a whole second faster. Oh, it's over a second faster. Yeah, that's almost 2 seconds faster that last lap. So either Coxon had a little bit of issues, or Odell's putting the hammer down now.
Yeah, Odell's beating himself up for earlier mistake, but he's making up for it and getting some points. Remember, Michael Odell last season was an AM driver. This season he's a pro, and he's showing why he belongs in the pro class, fighting it up here in the front with all the other pros. I know it says he's red right now, but on that number sheet, we'll fix that for next time. But right now, these guys are battling, racing hard. We're not even halfway. I like what I'm seeing. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Remember, midwest-motorsports.com. You can find out more. Should start to see some pit stops coming around soon. Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, we'll see how that pit stop works. I know we saw earlier, Max Power took a pit stop back on lap 7 of this race. Walker McNulty had one lap 13, so a couple of guys have already chosen to pit right now. You're from Andrew Willis and up into the P1 position. Those guys have not pitted yet, and then you got a couple space out in between there. So we'll start seeing these guys make the pit cycle here soon, as we'll get some names updated here pretty shortly.
Is there Andrew Willis goes into the pit? Nick Calguru goes by. David Wortman right behind. We got Brandon Thayer coming out of the pits, giving a little blink, saying, "Hello, I'm here." Maybe that was Taylor Montague and not David Wortman. Sorry about that, Taylor.
Somebody's going straight through the grass. It might have been
Nope. Oh.
I think that might have been David Warman. David Warman might have made a trip straight through the grass on the first turn.
So that would have been a lapper then. Is that right? Nope. Shoot. Wow. You said that was turn 1?
Yeah, that was last lap. David Warman, I believe that was exactly the car I was talking about. missed the first turn entirely, just went straight through it.
Little sand in the gravel, little extra weight maybe.
Little kitty litter trail.
Yeah, there you go. Up front, it's all Josh Bloom and Jason Phillips. Michael Odell, Brian Coxon still going at it.
Oh, who's that back there? That's a blue looking McLaren.
You have to help me with the name.
Don't recognize the car. So a newer person, from my understanding.
Is that the 98? Hara Hara?
Might have been, yeah.
Where's he at? Sorry, guys. Thanks for your patience. Nope. Is that Gerard? Might be. All right.
Gerard Rupert or Ethan.
Sorry, Gerard. I'm going to put you on blast here. Let's ride. Yeah. All right, Gerard, we love you, buddy. What happened? Oh, just putting the power down. Gets it wrong. Barely touches the nose.
Should be okay to come back from that.
Yeah, no worries. He's all good. Brush the dust off. Get it back together. Oh, he goes straight to the pits to reset. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to go back live. Maybe this is live. All right. So John Daniels working.
Right. So Wortman and Blum have come to the pits now. They're doing their cycle. We've got Phillips, Rowe, Coxon, O'Dell, and Stark. Your top five are now. Those guys have yet to pit. Followed behind them is Nas Kula, Justin Glickner, and Steve Hansel. Those three have also not pitted. Then you got Ian Bacaitis and Francis Faustino. About left of the guys that have not pitted yet, so we'll start seeing some names change around here as Jason Phillips holds a pretty good lead over Travis Rowe of 14 seconds.
All right.
Big
So
ass
right
fans,
now,
big ass energy right there.
yep, that's right. So he's probably going to pit this lap if he's on the same strategy with Bloom, waiting for Josh Bloom to call his bluff and come in first. So this is where Josh Bloom is going to try to overcut. Let's see if Josh Bloom can undercut his way around Jason Phillips. We'll see him come in. How long was Josh Bloom's stop?
Yes, we do, Thaler. We do miss your big old cool 00 fella.
Yeah, noticeably absent Justin Thaler's Porsche. Thanks for checking in with us. As here he comes in. So let's go to Bloom now. This is going to be the race for the lead.
I think Justin might have heard I was thinking about racing the race tonight, and he was scared I was going to take him out in turn one again.
Yeah, that's right. He was worried about you. Worried about his bumper getting run over once again.
Yeah, I hope you got to see my cool windshield visor I had.
Tell us more about it.
It said, "Don't hit Justin." It was a
Nice.
black windshield visor, big bold white letters said, "Don't hit Justin." It was from last year's fun race at Watkins Glen. This year we did in the rain. You know, I was
That's right.
very careful to not want to hit him, and then he told me he's not going to be there. I said, "Oh, I didn't scare you that bad, did I?"
Oh, that's great. I saw you running the GR, right? And you were
Oh, yeah.
running second for a long time there, and I didn't see the very end of it.
I got third overall, but first in class.
Right on.
No, did I? Yeah, I did get first in class, I think.
Here's the race. Let's see where Josh Bloom comes out in relation to Jason Phillips. And Jason Phillips is behind.
No, he's in front by 8 seconds.
So Jason Phillips is out front.
He's in front of Joshua Bloom.
There he
But
is. You're right. That's it. My fault.
once the cycle goes through, he should be back in P1. Coxon, Stark, Kula, and Hansel have yet to pit.
Right. Yeah. So Jason Phillips then 8 seconds. Where did that time come from? It's on the pits, 26 to 32.
Yeah,
So I wonder if Josh Bloom had missed his popsicle man, or if Jason Phillips had a short fill there to come out in front. But either way, Jason Phillips stayed out a lap, and now he's got an 8 second lead. So we'll see if he can keep it. Maybe he only took two, where Bloom took four.
Yeah, usually I hear if you take two tires, whether it's just any two tires in general, you can get away with two tires on a full tank. Not sure how much what you take here. I would assume with the uphill and downhills, you might want to be taking some more of the fronts. We got a couple sharp sections here. You got a 180 and then a couple hard 90s. So if my assumptions were leading me straight, I believe they probably were going to be taking these front tires.
Right on. We'll see if that makes a difference later on in the race. They're both in the AMG Mercedes, so we'll see if one has an advantage on horsepower or lap times, being able to put the power down at the closer towards the end of the race in the closing laps. We'll see if that 8-second gap extends or gets shorter.
Yeah, I mean they're both running very similar lap times, about three one hundredths of a second off from each other. So both running the same cars, same lap times. We'll see if the two tire strategy works out better than the four tires. We just gotta watch that interval drop. So right now this thing on 23 minutes to go with 8-second difference as you got Warman back here with Odell in front of him. Warman, is he pro or am?
David Wortman is the AM, from what I remember. I could be wrong, but I
So
believe Wortman is AM. But remember, they're still fighting for
yes.
points paying position regardless of their division. So they do get different points depending on their division, but each position matters. So there's all to play for. David Wortman's going to get more points for himself to take to the next track
That's right.
if he gets around Odell.
And him having, those three pros separating him and now Kula, that's just going to give him even more of a gap on Kula, whoever is in second place overall. I believe Warman, if I'm not mistaken, how's he doing this year? Let's check those out real quick. GT4s. So AM standings. No, David Warman is a pro. So Warman and Odell are both pros. Warman right now sitting in 15th overall. So having a good showing him tonight, sitting P5 for the pros.
Awesome. David Wortman's great driver. It's good to see him racing up in the pro division where he belongs. We got Niles Kula and Jesse Coffey going for it again. And in the first chicane, I believe that's Timbrello. And then we got Villeneuve coming up. Again, this battle right in the middle of the field. Ninth through 12th. Super tight. Looks like Niles Kula is coming up on Brian Coxon. Little by little, Niles Kula has been hanging right in there. I'm still trying to figure out as he gets under attack from Jesse Coffey behind. Looking closer at Niles Kula's car. Again, Jesse Coffey in the BMW coming right behind him. Is he there? Niles Kula in the brown Porsche. And Coffey backs off. Smart thinking, trying to keep speed up. Again, the goal is to finish first, not to finish 8th or 9th. So we don't want to slow each other down trying to go to the front. And once again, Justin Glickner hanging there right behind. Brian Coxon looking racy against David Stark up ahead as well. He coming to the last two turns before headed back on the start-finish straight. Brandon Thayer comes in once again. Jason Phillips turns a purple lap.
Phillips cranking up now. Now they're separated by 5/100ths of a second, with Phillips getting a 150.745 compared to Josh Blum's 157.93.
There's Brian Coxon and David Stark once again. Brian Coxon goes around. Hey, Niles Kula comes through. Oh, we got to see that. What a move. Niles Kula making a 2-for-1 sale. Look out. Where did he come from? As David Stark pulls over in the Porsche, they go 3 wide. So it looks like David Stark got a bad exit through the second one, which is Villeneuve. All right, we'll watch this again in full speed. We will. Oh, come on. So we could ride with Brian Coxon at first. As he gets held up, I'm sorry, David Stark gets it wrong on the exit, just lifts just a little bit. And Niles Kula, David Stark, very racer aware, leaves space for Niles Kula to get by and also lets Jesse Coffey get by. It looks like he's going to let Justin Glickner get by too. So heads up, I got to give full credit to David Stark there and the New Balance Porsche for racer awareness. And Cool is still now trying to fight with Coxon going around the hairpin turn 7, side by side. And Jesse Coffey, this is GT4 Midwest Motorsports style. And there he is, David Stark still right with this crowd. So that just goes to show you, if you get it wrong, let everybody by. You don't have to pull over and stop. No disrespect if you do, but if you get it wrong just a little bit, you can still hang in there with these guys. And David Stark all the way in the back in the dad New Balance dad shoes, Porsche, is still in it. He's in the race, with lots of time left. So shout out to all these GT4 racers showing why we're racing and how much fun it is in the GT4 division. Makes me want to fire it back up, Aaron.
Yeah, we're looking forward to all the stuff coming for the new seasons. I know we're wrapping up the Cup seasons here pretty soon. Not the Cup, the Oval Series here pretty soon. Looking forward to firing up the Cup car and getting in there full time with these guys. Had a lot of fun racing with them at Watkins Glen. Had myself a nice, P5, so nothing too bad. Although I had myself a nice little blunder coming out of the carousel. I did not realize I was already in first gear and downshifted into first gear and spun myself around right before the restart.
Yeah, it's all right. We've all done it, I'm sure. But yeah, P5, not a bad show. I felt bad for Ant Castor. I don't know if you saw what happened to him, but he got tangled up with the lapper in the chicane of all places, and after putting it on P2, having a good run, 12-second lead, tried to force the pass. But the Oval Series is winding down their chase. I think there's 2 races left in each series. Truck Series is off this Friday, Xfinity Saturday, Cup Sunday. If you're into oval racing, check out midwest-motorsports.com, and we'd be happy to have you. Sign-up process is easy. Very active Discord. Man, Jason Phillips is stretching out the lead over Josh Bloom. We're not missing too much out front. 12 seconds. Josh Bloom trying to catch up to the big-ass fan of Jason Phillips. AMG. But the battle is back here for, was this 8th through 12th overall.
Well, don't look now. You got Bauer. He's slowly closing in on. I thought he was closing on David Wortman. Looks like he is. Timing tower on my other screen shows he's like half a second back, so there he is. These guys are racing for the same position. Timing tower on the screen is a little bit off. It has Portman and Odell as amateurs. These guys are pros, so Bauer's digging himself up, trying to get to. He's in P6 right now, trying to get up to P5. Made a slight mistake coming out of there. Not sure if Wortman's extra braking might have scared him a little bit, so backed off and lived to see another day. Nice to see Max Bauer sitting out here. Was he last season's champion, right, pro?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Max Bauer walked away with it. With 1 race to go, locked up the championship. So he was able to enjoy it. Now he's coming into the pits the second time. I thought he came in lap 13 earlier, and I thought that was a little bit odd, out of place. So this is the second pit stop for Max Bauer. Not the way he wanted his race to go.
I wonder
David Wortman.
I wonder if he has some residual damage from somebody else. Might have messed up his car, and he had to pit early. But yeah, that's uncharacteristic to see Max miss a pit strategy like that.
Yeah, but good for him. He'll be back. You know, he's a fighter. He's not gonna give up. We got Taylor Montague and Ty Williams battling it out. Oh, Francis Faustino and John Daniels also having a good race up here. Aaron Mitchell just ahead. Three-way battle. John Daniels looks like he's trying to make a move in the first chicane right up on him. We're riding with Francis Faustino, looking back at John Daniels. John Daniels looks inside, can't make it, but putting pressure on Francis Faustino heading up to the Villeneuve chicane. John Daniels is there. Does he hold it? Can Francis Faustino fight back? Not this time. Still a lot of racing left. Oh no, now Francis Faustino. Is that Dustin Reinstedel right behind? It is. Shout out to number 11, Dustin Reinstedel.
I thought that was Denny Hamlin. My bad. Dustin Reinstedel, new name in the series.
Same thing. Dustin Reinstedel missed the Oval Series this weekend because he was at the Bristol Raceway watching the tires fall off, and said he had to cover his beer to keep the tire rubber and marbles from dust from getting into his beer. But he did get to see his number one fan, Denny Hamlin, park it in Victory Lane, and he left with a Denny Hamlin onesie that he gets to wear in his bed at night. So he comes home with some new gear for his number one fan.
No,
Denny Hamlin.
you made that up, did you?
Yes, I made it up totally.
Oh, come on, bro.
You can't blame him if he did, though.
Yeah, talk about that, man. The tire. You see the videos afterward of the tire wear?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It looked like iceberg lettuce, man. It was some straight up shredding those tires. I felt bad for the old bad boy of NASCAR, Kyle Busch, man. He had himself a rough night. As soon as he got out of the car, he just walked out. He was done.
John Daniels moving up a spot on Aaron Mitchell again. John Daniels headed to the front. Up ahead, I saw Christopher Hopper was fighting pretty hard too there, which is the Christopher Hopper I like to see. After a bad early part of the race. And that's Keith Hurlbut up ahead. As he's pulling over, appreciate you, Chris, letting these guys fight it out. John Daniels, Aaron Mitchell, Francis Faustino, and Dustin Reinstedel get by. This is turning out to be a great race. Can Francis Faustino hold off Dustin Reinstedel, or can he get back into the fight with Aaron Mitchell? Here's Dustin Reinstedel looking racy at the top side of the track. Final chicane, right, left. Not yet, but Dustin Reinstedel definitely getting the hang of this road course thing. Very different than what he said before. He was a good road course racer on the oval side, and now he's going to be even better when he gets back to the road courses, but he's holding his own here. The GT4 is on the pit straight. He's got a better run on Francis Faustino. He pops out. Francis Faustino knows he's there as we head into the first chicane. Side by side, Dustin Reinstedel and Keith Hurlbut lets him go. Nice move, Keith. Thank you. Don't run over Francis. Thank you. He went out wide. Good on you there, buddy. I believe that was Keith Hurlbut.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he made it out of there because I haven't seen a car come back on track yet.
We'll go ride with him if I can find him. Nope, that wasn't Keith. Sorry, Keith. Apologize.
Oh, it's John Aslan.
John Aslan, thank you. All right, we need to find him. How much time we working left? How much time left in the race, Aaron?
We got just shy of 8 minutes now.
Where's John Aslan? There he is.
Number 9 Porsche.
All right, this better be worth it. Thanks for everybody's patience while I fight through my camera gear. Yeah, you just decides to do some S's and reset the re-grate the sand trap. But no, I give him credit for not running over Francis there.
Yeah, you could have got back up Francis and Dustin. Made the right move. Made a hard left when it's supposed to be or a hard right when it's supposed to be a left, and sacrificed his tires and his car a little bit more to keep out of the guys who were racing for position. So good on you, John. Keep that Napa 9, keep going.
All right, so Dustin completes the pass on Faustino.
Oh.
Now he's pulling away.
Josh Bloom might have had an accident. He's now in third place, and he went off track or an accident come up. But Travis Rose advanced up to second place now. He's got 7 seconds almost on Josh Bloom. My little scoreboard card lit up red. So Bloom having himself an accident. Not sure if it was self-induced or if some got caught up with some lap traffic or not.
It was very anti-alta there. So this is, oh man, on the exit of the Aqua Minerale. No, that's very anti-alta. Yeah. Oh man, was that John Aslan again?
That was John Aslan. I think he got in the back of John Aslan. Just hit him in the driver's side door and sent him around.
Here we go. Coming up on a lapper. Remember, he just came out of the sand. Oh, trying to get out of the way. Yeah, that's tough. So it looked like John was trying to get out of the way. Driver's left, and Bloom was there. So he couldn't tell where he was going to go. And, trying to give him the right line. Tough break. Oh, no. Is Josh Bloom number 9? I hope not. All right, still racing third place.
Now he's got Mike Odell on his tail. Mike Odell is in the same class. He's got a minute or a second and a half to catch Josh Bloom. He's hanging out here. He's got 5 minutes left to go. Right now, last lap times, they're almost equal. Josh Bloom's fastest time is about 3/10 faster than Odell, so Odell's going to see that blood in the water now, and he's going to start digging for a podium position here tonight.
Unbelievable. I'm sure he's going to be super happy knowing that he's working his way back up to familiar ground. I'm actually blown away that he's been able to come back.
Yeah,
Full credit.
5 minutes to go. These guys run about just shy of 2-minute lap times. So we're looking at about 3, maybe 4 laps here, depending on where the leader's at. This lap and 2 more, maybe. Jesse Coffey running back here. Still behind Brian Coxon. These guys have been almost inseparable the whole race. So kind of pacing off Brian Coxon and keeping his car clean. One of our 3 BMWs, only 2 of them are continuing the race tonight. Stephen Halligan is backed out, sitting back in the pit stalls. Max Bauer all over the back of Justin Glickner. These guys are also fighting for position. Bauer's looking to have the inside line here coming up to the first turns. We'll see how much Glickner wants to put up a fight here.
Amazing for Max Bauer to have 2 stops and be fighting for position inside the top, 8 or 9 in class.
Yeah, so his last pit stop was 11 seconds, so he came in just for fuel. So he might have short-circuited his fuel uh, by a couple laps more than what he had gauged. So he's living through it and continuing the fight, getting as much position as he can. The next person in front of him is Walker McNulty, unless Walker makes himself a big mistake. Bauer's got just a word by Glickner, sitting 18 seconds behind Walker now.
Jesse Coffey and Brian Coxon still going at it. Like Calguru and Bakaitis also fighting. Let's see if Brian Coxon can hold off Jesse Coffey. Looks like he got a pretty good run up the hill or onto the front straight. So how's Calguru doing? Oh, passed him. See ya. Left him in the dust. Stretched it out.
I believe
No, that was
Calgary.
Bakaitis. Bakaitis
Yeah,
got by him. Sorry about that.
I believe Calgary might be sitting second place in amateurs. I know Glickner, Warman, and Odell are pros. I believe, I don't know if Ian Bakaitis is pro or not. Let me see on my standing real quick. Ian Bakaitis is a pro, so. Oh, Calgary is also pro. Yeah, we got a couple mixed match names here. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, so these guys are amateurs. So Bakaitis is technically P1 in amateurs. And then you got Ian Bakaitis is your overall leader right now in amateurs, and Calgary is sitting in 5th place. These guys are running 1 and 2 in their amateur series now.
Nice. Shout out to Ian Bakaitis. Is that the Minion 22?
Is it Minion 22 or is it Mission? Mission
Mission
22.
22. Thank you. You're right.
Okay.
Mission 22.
Let me do some research on Mission 22. I don't know if I've ever heard of that.
Right on. Well, up front, I tell you what, it's all Jason Phillips. No
Oh,
complaints about him. 20 seconds over Jason Rowe, so we're not missing anything up there.
I
What
should know
about?
what Mission 22 is. Mission 22 is a national veteran nonprofit organization. Probably part of the 22 a day, which is a lot of the vets and people who are retirees do their 22 push-ups a day.
Nice. You want to get on that program, Aaron?
Yeah, I'll probably have to get on that. Give a couple profit up to them. Little donations that go that way. Brian Coxon looks like he's had a crash, so I'm not sure what happened with
Oh
his
no.
track. He lit
Well,
up right on the screen.
we're seeing Jason Phillips bring it to the flag, so it's going to happen on his last lap. But that makes Brian Coxon vulnerable to Walker McNulty. As here's Brian Coxon getting to have contact. Thanks,
I don't think
Aaron. Good catch. Let's see. They go side by side. We'll see how he got the run coming out of that last turn. But Jesse Coffey right in the slipstream. Here we go. Remember, this is coming up with less than a minute to go. So this is going to be their final lap. Jason Phillips is going to bring it home to win. But here he goes. Side by side into turn 1 and 2. Let's see what happens if there's any contact. Remember, they've been racing all race for 60 minutes. These guys have been freight training each other, and now the pressure's on. They know each other well. Their tires are worn. The fuel load is light. They've been racing all day. Jesse Coffey on the BMW on the inside goes over the sausage curb there. I didn't see contact, but
maybe just a slight bit of net coating, if anything, but I didn't see actual contact there. So hard to tell from that angle if we can get one of the far chases or the chase angles. That'll give us a pretty good view of a net coat happening there.
working on it. All
There
right,
you
here we
go.
go. Oh,
Yeah,
that's that net code.
it's a bunch of
That's
net
got
coats.
to
So
be.
So what happened
Wow.
was Jesse Coffey, his car was up on, was bouncing, and that was the system recognizing the difference in pace he had there, and ones and zeros that
Wow.
matching up right. And net coding, they had about 2 feet off from each other, but just the speed difference and the angle which Coffey was coming in made it seem like he was unable to avoid contact. And so, unfortunately for Brian Coxon, who I'm sure might be thinking of one thing. He's gonna go back and watch this and just know that it was nothing Jesse did wrong. They made a move, made a nice move on the outside and held the brakes down to keep off from hitting Coxon, but one to zeros didn't match up, and unfortunately for Coxon, he's gonna lose 2 spots to Jesse Coffey and Walker McNulty unless he catches him, which might happen here. We're doing a little fast forward to catch up. These guys both in the pros, but if my timing scores has stopped for these guys, so Walker McNulty's going to hold off Brian Cox, and Brian Cox is going to come back here at the P8 overall after sitting P6.
Wow. Shout out to
So
Walker McNulty on his first race.
that's right. Getting a nice P7 in the pros.
Let's see if we can get
Jason,
Jason Phillips. You want to send him a DM? See if he can join Race Chatter?
yeah, let me see if I can get him.
But what a race, man. Jason Phillips, Travis Rowe in P2. Michael Odell ends up in P3. So Michael Odell got around Josh Bloom on that very last lap. Amazing. Tough break for Josh Bloom, but Michael Odell, after wrecking early to come back to a P3, I'm sure if you told him he was going to go out spin, end up in the gravel, come back and end up in P3, he'd probably take it. As he made it by Josh Bloom by just that much. I didn't see Michael Odell get around Josh. There he is. Looks like Josh Bloom just pulled over. What's up with that? Did Josh Bloom run out of gas coming to the line? He may have. We'll have to ask him.
I don't know if he didn't, if he thought the start finish line was somewhere else on track.
He might have. Good point. It'd be okay if Jason Phillips doesn't join us. I know he's staying busy. Aaron, what do you
Yeah,
think about the GT4 racing at Imola tonight?
it was a good race for the what I got to see. We got a couple of mix-ups here and different names finishing in different positions. We had Max Bauer had himself an uncharacteristic double stop, so came back to finish P9 overall. Jason Phillips had a nice overall lead with these guys, and he put that car in the front. And, he held out Travis Rowe and Josh Blum, who was back behind him for a while. But with the way the race went, these guys ran pretty good. And not mistaken, we have a guest now. We have the amateur leader or amateur winner for tonight, Ian Bakaitis. Welcome in, Ian.
Well, I feel welcome.
Go ahead, Ian.
Congratulations on a great win, man. Looks like you bring home P1 for the amateur division. And how did the race go for you? And how much preparation did you do for the Imola circuit?
The race went actually really well. There was a lot more grip than I was expecting. I probably did maybe an hour of practice, but in the hour of practice that I was doing, I think the track was just really hot. Car was really slippery in practice, so I came in kind of not expecting to do that well.
So it looks like you took 2 stops. The second stop was a kind of was it a splash and go? You didn't stop very long.
No, I think that was Caliguru behind me. I only did the one stop.
Okay, my timing and scoring might be wrong. Sorry about that. Did you take
That's okay.
tires?
No, track felt good enough. I was able to just do a splash and dash for my one stop.
Right on, man. Well, we're really glad you joined us tonight. I hope you had fun out there. Do you remember any battles? It looks like you were in a for a while you were in a train of about 4 or 5 drivers.
Yeah, early in the race, it was a nice train, but I spun going into turn two and just lost it.
You weren't the only one that spun and ended up with a good finish. So P11 overall, first in the M divisions. Congratulations on a great race. Any shout
Thank
outs
you.
before we let you go?
Shout out to the Odell family. I know they always shout me out on Facebook. Shout out to my wife. She lets me do this all the time. Shout
Right
out
on,
to
man.
one last shout out to Michael Odell for getting pole.
Yeah, he killed it, man. He ended up in the gravel trap too and came back to a P3. So you're gonna want to watch the replay if you get a chance. It was great. There battles up and down the field, and we're glad you raced with us tonight. We'll look for you next week at Zandvoort, right?
Yep,
That
Circuit Zandvoort.
that sounds right.
All right, we'll look for you, Ian. Congratulations again on a great run.
Thank you.
And we do have the race winner, Jason Phillips, with us, man. Congratulations, Jason. What's up?
What's up, guys? Thank you.
Man, that was awesome. You and Bloom were going at it for the first, well, all the way up to the pit stop, and then he came in first, and you came in second. When you came out, you were like 8 or 10 seconds ahead. Were you as surprised as we were?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I know he was actually the faster driver. I know I was kind of holding him up, but I mean, I'm not just gonna pull over. But he fought me. He raced me clean and hard, and I don't know how we got a gap like that. No clue.
Yeah. Did you take tires? Because his stop was about 4 seconds longer. I don't know if he missed his lollipop as well.
No, no, I didn't take no tires. Fuel only.
No tires. Okay, he may have taken two, and that took an extra couple of seconds on top of the fuel. Or did you know exactly how much fuel you needed coming in? Or do you rely on there was a fuel manager or any other software to help you calculate the fuel run?
Yeah, I still use Crew Chief. I haven't got comfortable with the iRacing update version of it, so I still use Crew Chief. It's reliable.
Well, it worked for you tonight, man. Any other major events that you remember during the race?
No, I'm not a big fan of this track. Actually, in my mind before the race, I kind of thought this was going to be one of my throwaway races because I'm not really that good here. Like in practice last night, I had over 55 X's last night in practice. And
You
only had
never know by the way
and
you
I,
raced tonight.
and I only had 3 tonight.
Nice, man. Aaron, you got any questions for our race winner, Jason Phillips?
Well, shoot, man, maybe you should not like a lot more tracks more often. It might do you all better.
I've this is just one track I've just never been able to get the hang of. But I will say the race temperature was a lot cooler, which makes it a lot funner to drive because the car's got more grip and speed. But because all during the practice, I know practice last night, it was 119 degrees, so it was slick.
I hear you, man. This track is not my favorite track either. That little downhill right-hander going to uphill, that one always got me every time. And so you guys able to run that race tonight? Good on you guys, and nice victory. You know, you kind of pulled away from the rest of the pack, and you put 20 seconds on everybody else. So good on you, man. Looks like you did a lot of practice, and it was nice to see you pay off.
Thank you guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all having me here, and thank y'all for doing what y'all do.
Well, hey, man, I
Awesome.
appreciate you. I hope you don't like Zandvoort because we got it coming up next week. Do you hate it as much as you did Imola? Are you going to win next week too?
If that's the one that I think it is, I've only raced it once, and I loved it. I remember I think it's me and Thaler had a good race there, but that was back in the F3, if I'm correct.
Yeah, it's
There's
it's it's the one that's got the NASCAR, like it's got like a NASCAR style left-hand turn.
Yes, that's it. That's the one. Yeah, I look forward to that one. I don't have much experience there. I've only raced it one time, but I like that track.
Well, good.
All
Maybe
right.
learn to not like him. We'll see you do better next week.
I'm sure Justin Taylor will be looking forward to racing with you side by side again.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations, Jason, on a great win tonight.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Aaron.
No problem, man.
Right.
Have a good day, Jason.
Winner,
You too,
Jason
man.
Phillips. Thanks for joining us. And Aaron, how do you want to close it out, man?
No, I mean we had a good night race tonight. It was nice seeing the old choo choos out there for the most of the track. We had a nice little train of people from 6 cars to 4 cars, and people doing respectful things, and a couple of little accidents and mishaps. But racing to racing, these guys had a good night, and unfortunately for some people, Ned could have got the best of them tonight.
Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thanks to everybody for joining us. Don't forget to give us a follow while you're here. Of course, we always take your Prime subs, and if you want to subscribe, that's a great way to support the crew. But otherwise, we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night for more GT4 action from Circuit Zandvoort in the Dutch Dunes. We'll see you there. Don't forget, stay in your lane.